Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The show is about to begin.
Alright, brother. Read 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 1 through 6.
Book of 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 1. For as much then as Christ hath suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind.
We gotta arm ourselves with the same mind. Go ahead.
For he that hath suffered in the flesh hath ceased from sin, that he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh to the lusts of men.
Alright, so we not suffered in our flesh? Alright, when this has been like what Peter's saying is that, man, we suffered all this time, like we in the world. Alright, come on, like it only makes sense for us to follow Christ and do what Christ asked us to do. And that's to be baptized in the water and deal with the law of the Most High, which are the ways of the Father. Did he not say if you don't do the ways of the Father that he wouldn't know you? He said that in Matthew. Alright, that's what Christ said. Go ahead.
That he no longer should should live the rest of his life in the flesh to the lust of men.
To the lust of men, because that's what we do. Alright. When we get baptized and we're pretty much proclaiming to be, like, we're telling Ahayah, like, we want to be a part of your body, a part of Christ's body. Alright, so once we do that, and then we understand we're Israel. Alright, if you're a Gentile and you know you're a Gentile, you know, that's cool. Alright, but once you start keeping those laws, Ahayah will relieve you from the lust of men. The man can no longer do what they can no longer do what they want to do to you. Alright, they can no longer prey on you and use you. Because you're not out here with your own truth, making your own decisions, going the wrong way. Like, now you have a guide, you have a true guide to help you do through life. All right, go ahead.
That he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh to the lust of men, but to the will of Ahayah.
But to the will of Ahayah, you see that? Now you live to the will of Ahayah, which is keeping the law, which is spiritual. Now you're protected. Now the Most High is gonna help you make the right decision, because you're doing everything based off the law. You treating people the right way. All right, you treating Ahayah the right way. So therefore, Ahayah is gonna make sure that you get everything that you need to survive on this earth without killing yourself. All right, you ever heard of getting rich or die trying? Because when you're in the world, that's the only thing you can think of is how you gonna get rich. That's how we've been conditioned in America. All right, to be rich so we can have something better than the next person. All right, to be selfish. Go ahead.
Verse 3. For the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles.
All right, so then the time past, it should be suffice. All right, we should be done with that. All right, if you're watching this video and you want to be better, you want to become a better person, you want to be free, you feel like something's missing, then your old life, you got to throw it away. All right, you need to get a good understanding of who you are, and understand these laws, and most important, understand who Christ is and who Ahayah is to you. All right, so you can put that behind you. Go ahead.
For the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles.
All right, so we have wrought the will of the Gentiles. Even if you are a Gentile, you have wrought the will of the Gentiles. All right, and if you're a Gentile, I'm telling you, you think you, especially if you're Edom, this is your kingdom right now. All right, I'm gonna say this right here. Don't get offended. If you're homeless and you're Edom, you're a loser. Because this is your kingdom. You should not be losing in your kingdom. All right, that's crazy. It's crazy that your people will allow you to be homeless. That is nuts, and not get you off the street. Even Christ, like the scriptures is telling you, even you Gentiles, you don't want this. You want to follow Ahayah. All right, Israelites, my brothers, you know we need to follow Ahayah. Cause we ship high in transit. I almost said the wrong word. All right, that's what we are right now. We need him to get away, to get out of the bucket. We need him to extend his hand. We need to do what's right in the bucket to get out the bucket. All right, so those crabs, so our own people can't pull us down. All right, and so Edom can't what? Edom and the Lucifer can't put us in the what? In that boiling pot of fire.
What?
All right, or that boiling pot of water that's being kindled by a fire. All right, go ahead.
And we walked in lasciviousness, lusts, excess of wine, revelings.
Revelings. Do you know what revelings mean? I'm going to give you a definition. All right, but in the Strong's it means rioting. All right, but you look up the definition of reveling, all right, on your computer, or if you use Google, it'll tell you partying. Partying is reveling. Y'all, we're not supposed to be dealing with rioting or partying. So everything that we did, everything that our people was doing last year out there with Black Lives Matter, the Gentiles knew that the Most High didn't approve of that. So again, you doing what he say don't do. So he's not going to help you. You're not doing the things that he say do. He's not going to help you. And then most of the people that went out and riot, they went to a party afterwards. Because you know the people that that was out there riding, they sadistic in their mind anyway. All right, they got to get high because they trying to find another way other than these scriptures to get away from their uncleanness. All right, and they're trying to find a way to get away from being used by men. All right, go ahead.
And we walked in lasciviousness, lust. Excess of wine. Revelings.
Banquetings, parties.
And abominable idolatries.
All right. There's so much. I can probably show you so much stuff right now and talk about so many things that is abominable as far as idolatries. All right. Any type of thing that you can think of that's idolatry is idolatry. Like, for instance, I'm just going to give you one. Like, a lot of brothers that's watching this channel or that's looking at this, all right, the video games, like, you have a character, or you have a ranking, you're more worried about that ranking on the game or that my player than the Most High. So that has become your God. Believe it or not, that's your God. Because you're spending more time with that than you spend with the Most High. Go here. That's abominable.
Abominable idolatries. Verse 4.
Because it's a freaking video game.
Wherein they think it strange that ye not run with them to the same excess of riot.
All right, so the Gentiles is going to think it's strange that you don't run with them to the excess of riot. Even those people that look like you, they have a Gentile state of mind. So they're gonna be like, why, Mike? What you mean you don't want to go? You don't want to do this tonight, man? This the best time. Like, I'm off. I'm trying to do this. Like, Sunday I gotta go to church, bro. I'm not doing it then. Like, bro, I can't do nothing tonight. It's Friday night. It's the Sabbath. We're just gonna talk about something as simple as the Sabbath. I can't do what you want me to do. I have to keep the Sabbath. Man, that's crazy. So you gotta sit in the house all day? Yup. I get with you later. Go ahead.
Wherein they think it strange that ye run not with them to the same excess of riot, speaking evil of you.
You don't want to go to the parties no more. All right. You don't want to be a part of a fraternity, or you don't want to be part of a sorority. All right. You don't want to deal with none of the the gatherings of Lucifer, basically. That's what they are. Go ahead. They think you're crazy. Go ahead.
Who shall give account to him that is ready to judge the quick and the dead.
Say what now?
Who shall give account to him that is ready to judge the quick and the dead.
It says, who shall give account to him that's ready to judge the what? The quick and the dead. All right, so what's being said here, who's going to help you when you have to stand before the Most High? You better worry about yourself and not what they think. All right, what verse you on, bro?
Finish verse 5. I'm on 6 now.
Okay.
For this cause was the gospel preached also to them that are dead, that they might be judged according to men in the flesh, but live according to Ahayah in the spirit.
See, we should be what? We should live according to the Ahayah in the spirit, because we're gonna be. Back in the day, people were killed. All right, by 2 or more witnesses. If you got caught doing something, you were killed by. You would be convicted by 2 people, and you would be put to death. But now, you go before Ahayah, and Ahayah destroys your spirit. You go to hell. So would you rather your body be afflicted, or would you rather your soul be in hell? I think I would rather get caught in the time of Moses, because I still have an opportunity to get into the kingdom, basically. All right. Then now, if I continue to do what I'm doing, I'm going to hell, because I got to stand before Ahayah, and he's going to tell me where I have to go. All right, that's a scary thing. All right. Because your time on this earth is but so short, but your spirit is forever, because it's Ahayah. It came from Ahayah. All right, it doesn't die. Go ahead.
That's it.
All right, so let's go to 2 Peter 2, verse 22. 21 through 22.
Yep.
All right. So with that being said, if you go back, this is how you're viewed. Go ahead. We're finna go into this is how you'll be viewed by the Most High and others. All right, come on.
The book of 1 Peter chapter 2 verse 21. For it had been better for them not to have known the way of righteousness.
It said it would be better if you not had known what we're telling you. Go ahead.
Then after they have known it, to turn from the holy commandment delivered unto them.
All right, so it would be better for you not to even have heard this than to go back and deal with the way of the Gentiles. Go ahead.
Verse 22. But it has happened unto them according to the true proverb.
What's that true proverb, my brother?
The dog is turned to his own vomit again.
So you're being compared to a dog now. Earlier we was being compared to what? We weren't even being compared to him. We was being put lower than a mule and a donkey and a mule. Now the Most High saying if you go back, you're a dog eating his own vomit. Have you ever seen that before? Where a dog will throw something up and then eat it again? Like, that's crazy. He threw it up because his body rejected it. That's just like you know what you're doing is wrong, but you keep doing it. All right? You know it. All right? Where you at, 22?
Middle of 22.
Go ahead, brother.
And the sow that was washed to her wallowing in the mire.
All right, the sow is the who?
The sow.
The sow what?
That was washed to her wallowing in the mire.
So if you're washing something, you want to cleanse it, right? Why would you wash something in dookie? That's what mire is. Whatever's being washed that was just said in the scriptures, it's like washing something in sewage. That's nasty. That's what you're compared to when you go back. Or you hear what we're telling you and you still continue in your ways. That makes no sense, my brother, my sister. Go ahead.
That's it.
All right, so let's go to Matthew chapter 12, verse 43 through 45. All right, because Christ is going to give us some insight as well on what happens to people when after they get baptized and they what? And they decide to go back to the world. All right. This is what happens to our people. Like you said, that's why you see a lot of people, even in the Christian church, they get it. They perform the ritual, or they tell people to come and get baptized, but they don't give them the understanding on baptism. So they get in that water and they perform the ritual, and what happens to them? They are worse than they were before, and people believe at that time that the church ain't worth 2 pennies. Now it's the doctrine in the church that ain't worth 2 pennies. Not baptism. All right, go ahead.
In the book of Matthew chapter 12 verse 43. When the unclean spirit is gone out of a man.
All right, so when you get baptized, that unclean spirit leaves you. Go ahead.
He walketh through dry places.
All right, so you have that familiar spirit that's been with you all that time that Paul was talking about that you had sufficed. All right, it's gone now. All right, you gotta think about the world right now and the state that it's in. All right, especially America, man. Demons are everywhere. It's like everybody has some type of mental illness. So just about everybody in America has a demon with them. So ain't no room for your demon with somebody else. Like, hey, bro, we ain't got room in here. We got 40 in here. Bro, you can't sit here. Like on far, can't sit here. Can't come here. All right. So what happens? What happens to this spirit? Go ahead. Or this evil spirit.
He walking through dry places.
He walking through dry places. Go ahead.
Seeking rest.
Seeking rest, seeking a body.
And finding none.
And finding none.
Then he said, I will return into my house from whence I came out.
So he said, I'm gonna return back in my house. So this spirit is gonna do all type of stuff to make sure that you go back to your old sin. You're gonna have all type of urges. If you give in to this spirit completely, it's gonna take back over. All right, go ahead.
And when he is come, he findeth it empty, swept, and garnished.
All right, he find you clean, man. You a whole new person, and that's probably even better. He's like, man, I'm about to get in here, and I'm about to make this thing dirty. Go ahead.
And goeth he, and taketh with himself 7 other spirits more wicked than himself.
So he taketh 7 more spirits even more wicked than himself. Go ahead.
And they enter in.
And they what?
And they enter in.
So they enter in. Go ahead.
And dwell there.
And dwell there.
And the last state of that man is worse than the first.
All right. So you were worse than you were before you got baptized. And again, like I told you, we see this. I seen it in my lifetime. I would see people get baptized. They feel good. They filled with the Spirit, but they don't know nothing about the spiritual side of baptism, which is what? Keeping the laws. They're told that they can do as thy will. They under grace. Just pray and everything is cool. That ain't in the Bible. All right. So they go off and they go back to their old sin. And then this spirit come back to them. The spirit that left them come back and they come with 7 more spirits. And now they worse than they were before. Because now you're dealing with 8 spirits. This is real. I think it's a fairy tale. But we're going to read about these spirits. All right. These 7 spirits. Or these 7 behaviors. Go ahead. Listen, we're going to go to, we're going to go to the 12 patriarchs. We're going to use the Pseudeographica. All right, or you can buy the book 12 Patriarchs, which is translated by R.H. Charles. All right, we're going to go to Reuben chapter 3, and we're going to read verses 3 through 8. All right, go ahead, my brother.
Okay, Testaments of the 12 Patriarchs. This is the Testament of Reuben, chapter 3, verse 3. But besides all these, there is an 8th spirit of sleep, with which is... Oh, you know what? Let me start.
Verse 4?
Yeah. With these spirits are mingled the spirits of error.
All right.
First, the spirit of fornication.
The spirit. So this spirit, you're going to have a spirit in you that loves to fornicate. Go ahead.
Is seated in the nature and in the senses. The second, the spirit of insatiableness. In the belly. All
right. So you're gonna eat a lot. Oh man, but I can't stop eating. Like, boy, I ain't never had an appetite like this. But that's how you know you possess. When you can't stop eating, all right? And you eating all type of crazy, you going on food trucks and eating all type of stuff, concoctions that these people done put together. Lobster and shrimps and all type of concoctions. You don't care. It tastes good. The demon like it. Go ahead.
The third, the spirit of fighting.
The spirit of fighting. Go ahead.
And in the liver and the gall.
In the liver and the gall, because eventually you're going to continue in your behavior. and you're gonna go to the doctor. They're gonna tell you you need to remove your gallbladder. That demon working on you, something serious. All right, when you hear somebody saying they gotta remove their gallbladder or their spleen or whatever, it's because that person has spirits on them. These spirits affect your organs. Go ahead.
The fourth is the spirit of obscurescence.
Obscurescence. All right. What is it? Obscurescence.
Obsquinosis.
Let me see that.
Oh Lord.
Obscurescence. Where you at?
Right here. That one.
Yeah, obscurities.
What?
I can't even say it myself. Well, we're going to go to the next word. It's chicanery. Chicanery means trickery. All right, these two words means they mean trickery. All right, chicanery means trickery, excuse me. So you're going to be dealing with trickery, all right? So you're going to be trying to trick people all the time. You're going to think you're so clever. All right, go ahead.
And through officious attention, one may be fair in seeming.
One may be fair. So you always you're gonna make it seem like nothing's wrong with you, but everybody knows something wrong with you, but you won't tell them. Go ahead.
The fifth is the spirit of pride.
Spirit of pride. So pride gonna come in. All right, come on.
That one may be boastful and arrogant.
One may be boastful and arrogant. All right, go ahead.
The sixth is the spirit of lying.
The spirit of lying. Go ahead.
In perdition and jealousy.
And what?
In perdition and jealousy.
Is perdition and jealousy one of the spirits? Or is that part of the spirit of lying?
Part of the spirit of lying.
Look at her. Man, look, boy, this person is crazy. And we know people like this. They in our community, they in our house sometimes. All right. Some of these people are our family. Go ahead.
To practice deceits and concealments from kindred and friends.
So you will practice concealment from friends. All right, something could be wrong with you, but you're trying to hide it. That's a demon. All right. Now I personally know someone that just died that did what we're reading right here. You know, rest in peace. All right. Rest in peace to him. He was doing this, and he died alone. You know, and my family, when I talk to him, I try to tell him that it was something spiritual there. All right, and they'll be like, "Well, maybe he had a mental." No, it ain't no mental. It's spirits. You're not gonna allow yourself to. You're not gonna allow what happened to the person that I'm talking about happen to them. If there's not a demon associated with you. All right, go ahead.
The seventh is the spirit of injustice.
The spirit of what?
Injustice.
All right, so you don't care about justice. Go ahead.
With which are thefts and acts of rapacity.
Rhapsody. Go ahead.
That a man may fulfill the desire of his heart.
All right, so you're gonna fulfill all the desires of your heart. So you're gonna be what? You're gonna do what? You're gonna do as thy will. You're gonna be like Crowley. You're gonna be a Crowleyite.
Oh man.
That's what you're gonna be. You're gonna do as thy will. You're gonna fulfill all the pleasures that you have in your mind. All right. This is how you become worse than you were before. Have we hit the seventh spirit?
That's seven.
That's the seventh spirit. So all these spirits or these attributes will be added to you along with the spirit that left you. So you're gonna have multiple demons working. You're gonna have a demon working each attribute. All right, to keep you where you at, to make sure you go to hell. All right, now they got you. You done turned your back on the Most High. You've been baptized. Now they can do whatever they want to do to you, and you refuse to keep the law. You're done. All right. So let's go to Isaiah 1. Isaiah the first chapter, verse 20.
Yep.
I started at 19.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So we're going back to Isaiah because there was a I guess you could say a disclaimer by the Most High. We have to read it. We have to finish it out.
Book of Isaiah chapter 1 verse 19. If ye be willing and obedient,
if you be willing and obedient,
ye shall eat the good of the land. But if you refuse and rebel, ye shall be devoured with the sword.
So you shall be devoured with the sword. War. Alright. And war is we look at war, we just think about a sword only like a physical warfare. We're talking about spiritual. So we read earlier about those 7 spirits. Those 7 spirits, along with the spirit that left you, will devour you with spiritual warfare. They're gonna kill you. That's what happens. All right, you're gonna have that happen to you, and physically you're gonna probably be dealing with physical warfare as well. All right, because you're probably gonna end up in the psych ward or in jail eventually if you don't die alone. All right. So let's go to Hebrews 10:26. All right. Now that you know the truth about baptism and what's required, when it comes to baptism, what it means, what the water means, and also what the spiritual side of baptism means. All right. And you decide to get baptized. All right. Now it's up to you to do what's right. Because if you don't do what's right, that's what lies at the door. All right. But we have to understand that when we take this on, we're no longer what? Once you learn the law and you understand how to apply the law the best way you can in your circumstances, all right, you can't go back to not keeping the law. All right, and we're gonna read why. Go ahead.
Hebrews 10:26.
For
if we sin willfully after that we have received the knowledge of the truth.
All right, so if you sin willfully after you receive the knowledge of the truth, go ahead. What happens?
There remaineth no more sacrifice for sins.
Are you kidding me? So I can't pray?
There remaineth no more sacrifice for sins.
Are you kidding me? What? Mike, read it one more time.
For if we sin willfully, after that we have received the knowledge of the truth, there remaineth no more sacrifice for sins.
Go ahead.
Verse 27. But a certain fearful looking for of judgment.
Why? Because the being or the power that's going to judge you, he's going to judge you in the spirit. All right, go ahead.
And fiery indignation, which shall devour the adversaries.
Which shall devour the adversaries. All right, so Satan's. That's what adversary means, Satan's. So use a Satan. Yeah, go ahead.
Verse 28. He that despised Moses' law died without mercy under 2 or 3 witnesses.
Go ahead.
Of how much sore punishment, suppose ye, shall he be thought worthy, who hath trodden underfoot the son of Ahayah.
All right, so you think Ahayah is going to be pissed with you because you trodden his son underfoot. So Christ died for us so we could be what? Delivered from the curses. He died for Israel. All right, and he died the most gruesome death that could be recorded. All right, so he sent his son down here to die. And then you just act like it don't matter, that you under grace and you can do whatever you want to do. Boy, you're going to have to deal with him. I can't do nothing to you. I can't judge you for not keeping the Sabbath or being a homosexual or whatever. That's not my place. I can't kill you. I can tell you wrong and why it's wrong. But Ahayah is going to get you. You better believe it. He's going to deal with you when he see you. Because you got to see him one day. Or 1 minute. However long you going to be with him. But you got to see him. And he's gonna judge you. All right, go ahead.
Of how much sore punishment, suppose ye, shall he be thought worthy, who hath trodden underfoot the son of Ahayah, and hath counted the blood of the covenant, wherewith he was sanctified, an unholy thing.
So you were sanctified by Christ's blood, and you say it's an unholy thing. I don't care. All right, I'm saved by the grace. I don't care. I'm not keeping the law. All right, it ain't got nothing to do with me. That's a Jewish thing. But you proclaim to love God or the Most High. You gonna pay for trampling Christ's covenant underfoot. You're gonna pay for that. All right. You made an agreement when you got baptized. You have to keep that agreement. That you was gonna be a changed man after you came out of that water. So you have to keep your side of the covenant or you're gonna pay for it. There's consequences. All right, brother, read verse 29 again.
Hebrews 10:29. Of how much sore punishment, suppose ye, shall he be thought worthy, who hath trodden underfoot the son of Ahayah, and hath counted the blood of the covenant wherewith he was sanctified an unholy thing.
All right, so we were sanctified by the blood of Christ. All right, so the baptism in the blood of Christ is what the new covenant. All right, like the first covenant our ancestors went under. What did they do? They were baptized first. They went to Mount Horeb, and then the blood was sprinkled on them, and they were entered into a covenant. All right, when Christ died before we was born, and that blood was put on us. All right, so now we're supposed to get baptized and keep the law. We have to keep our side of the covenant, especially when we get in that water. We're agreeing to the covenant. We're agreeing to the covenant. We're telling the Most High that we want to be in the kingdom. All right, so we are what you would call, we are now initiates into what? Into a brotherhood. Or we're initiates into the best fraternity. All right, some of us would be a part of the 144,000. Boy, that's the number. Hey, you talking about basketball tryouts or whatever tryout, but that's the best tryout you could be in. Go ahead.
And had done despite unto the spirit of grace.
And done what?
And have done despite unto the spirit of grace.
You have done who?
And have done despite unto the spirit of grace.
So you have done despite unto the spirit of grace. So you dealing with grace. You're not dealing with what? The truth concerning grace. Grace is a time for you to get yourself together according to the Most High's law. Not to do what you want to do. Not to be a Crowleyite. Christians, you are Crowleyites. You need to look up Crowley. That's what you're following, that man's philosophy. Go ahead.
Verse 30. For we know him that hath said, vengeance belongeth unto me.
He said what?
Vengeance belongeth unto me.
Who said that?
For we know him that hath said, which is Ahayah, vengeance belongeth unto me.
All right, go ahead.
I will recompense, saith the Most High.
So he gonna pay you for what you're doing. All right, Ahayah is the one that said vengeance belong to him. He gonna get you, man. You're gonna pay for what you're doing. All right. If you out there deceiving people and you telling them not to get baptized, or if you are baptized and you telling people they can do what they want to do, the Most High has a controversy with you. You're gonna have to pay for that. All right. Let's go to 2 Chronicles chapter 16 verse 9. All right. Because we know we think we can get away with stuff. Just like our forefathers in the past, they would go on top of the hills and party on the hills in Jerusalem and do all type of stuff to the idols and play all type of music to demons. All right. And go up there and fornicate, right? They thought the Most High didn't see that because they was on top of a hill under trees. The Most High can still see you. How can he still see you? Let's read it.
2 Chronicles chapter 16 verse 9. For the eyes of the Most High run to and fro throughout the whole earth.
The eyes of the Most High are who? The angels. The angels are watching you. They watching me. I'm doing something good right now. I hope I'm telling you the truth. You know, I ain't gonna say I hope. I know I am. All right. The angels are watching. Go ahead.
To show himself strong in behalf of them whose heart is perfect toward him.
That's why they want to see who's doing what they're supposed to do. If they don't find you doing what you're supposed to do, they're gonna what? They're gonna give them a bad report. Because all of us have an angel of the presence with us, or a guardian angel. That angel is watching you, and it reports on you every evening. All right, you good? It's all a 9. That's
a little bit more.
Go ahead.
Herein thou hast done foolishly. Therefore, from henceforth thou shalt have wars.
All right. So if you do foolishly, you're gonna have what?
Have wars.
You're gonna have wars. All right, and we just talked about that earlier. The Most High gonna send a sword on you if you don't do what He asks. Israel, he said, look, you're gonna what? You're gonna either get baptized or you're gonna die. You're gonna die through warfare, through the sword. All right, everything about this living in this earth it's warfare. It's a war somewhere. You have a war, a debate, or whatever. You're gonna lose all that because you're not dealing with what I tell you to deal with. You belong to me. I chose you to be a special people. All right, I chose you, so you must do what I say. I am your power, and if you try to go any other way, there's gonna be consequences. All right. I want to hit some precepts, but we're running. We're getting up there in time. But if you haven't heard the precepts, go watch the other videos. All right. If we don't do what we're supposed to do, we'll be cursed. All right. Our people are already cursed. But if we go and read Amos the 3rd chapter, it tells us that the Most High punished the whole family of Israel for all their iniquities. All right. If we go and we look at Ecclesiastes 17:17, it says that the Most High chose us to be His people, and He put rulers or powers over the other nations. All right, so He watches us He watches us. All right, He makes sure the angels looking at what we're doing, just like a father and his children. He's more concerned about what his child is doing in the room more than what somebody that's spending the night. Because they supposed to be upholding the rules in that house. The earth was given to us, right? We're Israelites. The earth was given to us. So the Most High, even though we lost it and Lucifer and Edom's dealing with it, He's still holding us accountable for that covenant, y'all. We must do what He say. All right. One more precept on the angels. Proverbs. Let's go to Proverbs 5:21.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 5, verse 21. For the ways of man are before the eyes of the Most High. Again,
the angels. All the ways of men are before Him. He can see it. The angels give report. They are snitches. Somebody snitch on you every day. Now you know. They're telling the real judge. All right, go ahead.
For the ways of man are before the eyes of the Most High.
Go ahead.
And He pondereth all His goings.
He ponder all our goings. Even the Gentiles. He's watching you. He looking. All right. You're going to be held accountable for what you're doing. Because you're under the laws of Noah. All right. You're under the laws of the 3 sons. All right. And if you want to serve Ahayah completely, you have to follow the laws of the children of Israel that were given to the children of Israel. They're not ours. We received them. All right. Go ahead.
So, man.
Let's go to Proverbs 15:3. And after we read this, we're going to give y'all a hearty shalom and shalom. And we'll see y'all on the next video. Go ahead.
Proverbs 15, verse 3. The eyes of the Most High are in every place.
In every place.
Beholding the evil and the good.
Beholding the evil and the good. So with that being said, hey, try your best to do what's right. Because you don't want the Father of all fathers, the King of all kings, all right, the Ancient of Days, Ahayah, all right. You don't want Him seeing. You don't want Him to hear anything bad about you. When I sin, I do something wrong, I am afraid because I know there is recompense. Something's gonna happen. I'll be like, dang, but why I do that, boy? I'm tripping. Oh, it wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it. Now I know I gotta pay for it. Cause with my children, when they do stuff, I do give them mercy. But if they continue to do stuff, there is recompense. And I'm big in paying back what's due to you. I don't care. I have girls. My girls are warrior princesses. They are not princesses. All right. I gotta make them strong for this world. All right. And I also have to teach them how to be a woman. So at the same time, I have to make sure they do what they're supposed to do. To prepare them for what? For the kingdom. All right. And prepare them to get ready to serve who? Ahayah. Because I'm their earthly father. Ahayah is their what? It's their heavenly father. So I must present them to my father well when they turn 12, 14, 15 years old. I want my children to be prepared to be baptized at 12. That's my goal. But that's just me. All right, we're going to say shalom. I appreciate y'all listening to me talk all day. All right, and listening to the Most High's word. And I hope y'all enjoy this video. You going to give them a shalom, bro?
Yep. Shalom.
Shalom.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. Check one more time.
Yes. Yeah.
Got a blooper.
You know what?
Yeah.
He was crazy.
Yes, sir.